I've got this rigged up to test this cooler. I built a plate and went and got a snifter valve, 1/8 inch, and screwed in it. And then just got a number 16 JIC cap to go over this fitting. This fitting is the adapter that I changed over to go to a hose. And it's bolted in there, so I'll put 10 pounds or something to it and see what I've got. But all I had was the old gasket. It's pretty nasty. So I put some silicone on there. So I'm going to let it kind of set up a little and torque it back down before I put air to it, because I'm worried that it'll push the gasket out or leak bad there. So I'll give it a bit and then we'll pressure it up, see what we can find. So I got 50 pounds of pressure on it. The only bubbles I got coming out is this cap on the fitting isn't sealing 100%, but I'm not getting any bubbles out of here, and I've turned it over. No bubbles anywhere. You'd think if you had a leak, you'd find it at 50 PSI, wouldn't you? Damn it. This is not good news at all. I got the lid, or that cap, sealed up. I've got 70 PSI in that. I don't see a thing. Not one bubble anywhere. So it could be a soft plug in the head, or an O-ring around a pre-cup, or worse, it could be a liner O-ring, but there's 3 of them on each liner. I've never ever seen that, but rubber products are so poor that I don't know. Anyway, so you got all these little soft plugs in the head, and then your pre-cups have an O-ring on them right up around here to the top to seal the water. So at this point, all I can do is put that cooler back on, fill it with antifreeze, drain the oil, and see if I get any antifreeze out of there, and then take the cam cover off. And if I can't find a leak under the cam cover, then worst case scenario, all I could do is pull the pan off and see where it pressurized the cooling system and see if I can figure out where it's coming from. It took 6 months to put 5 gallons in the pan. And like I say, just before we quit using it, we took an oil sample. It came back clean, no glycol. So this is a weird one. I've never experienced this, where it just sat over the winter and then leaked. All right, so she's back in the bucket. I got 100 PSI pressure on it. I don't see one bubble anywhere. I'm going to be pissed if it's something simple like a pre-cup O-ring. It's obviously not the cooler, but here's the thing. So we took oil samples, no sign of antifreeze last year, just before we parked it. It sits over the winter. It's got 5 gallons of antifreeze in the crankcase. But we turned it over, started it after we drained the antifreeze out of the pan. We were very careful about just cranking it over a little bit with a starter to make sure if a piston was full of water, it wouldn't hydrolock it. There was no white smoke, no nothing. So we know it's not coming in from a broken head or a liner. Now, if the liner has a hole in it below the piston ring travel, okay, that could do it. I've never ever seen 3 seals on a liner go bad in the lower bore and go in. That had good clean bores when we rebuilt. It's only got 2,500 hours on that engine since a complete rebuild. So I'm hoping it's something simple under that cam cover. Soft plug, O-ring. If I put the cooler back on, fill it with antifreeze, take the cam cover off, pressurize the cooling system, and I don't see anything up top leaking, and I get antifreeze in the bottom again, well, then I know the pan's got to come off, and more than likely the head. Something going on. I've never seen a head gasket. You know, there's rubber water directors in there. I've never seen one of those go underneath things and leak in the motor. It's one of those things that just makes you go, what? So I've tried getting it cold in the freezer, no leakage. I've boosted the pressure up to 100 psi, nothing. So I'm going to say that 30-year-old cooler is still good. Okay, it's Sunday, working on this cooler. This is that fitting I made to adapt these to that remote mount filter. Anyway, I was looking in here. You see that little dent in that one tube right in there? It's kind of suspicious looking. So I had that thing pumped up to 130 psi till a little while ago. I hadn't lost any, but I've got a new cooler here, so I've been cleaning it up. This is a Costex, and the finish is really horrible. And it's messed up right there. There's no way that's gonna seal without a bunch of silicone. I don't even know if it'd seal with silicone. It's a shitty finish. But what choice do you have? Alright, so this stupid camera quit working last night. So good Monday morning. So that's the cooler I got. That's going back. That's not gonna work. It's just too damaged on the one end. It's never gonna seal. So it's about dark 30 this morning. Got the service truck running. Gonna go out for another fun-filled, exciting day on the Filthy Whore. Let's go. Okay, I have arrived. Monday morning. I don't want to get out of the truck. It's nice and warm. Oh, but it's a beautiful morning. I enjoy coming out here and watching the sun come up. It's nice. Oh man. So usually on a clear morning from here, yep, you can see the Tetons over there sticking up. I don't know if you can see them on the GoPro, but there they are. Got the moon and whatever that is. You know, this would be a good place to do a night lapse. I should just leave my camera out here, plug it into the fuel truck stogie lighter and put it up on top and let it run all night. It's so quiet out here. It's a good time of the morning to contemplate the vagaries of life. And there's a lot of vagaries. Okay, the reason that we keep getting hung up is this push plate is cracked through here. Well, actually that got cracked from getting hung up, but underneath here is where it catches on that corner, and it's wore out there. Needs some weld. Actually, it just needs cut off and replaced. But he gets caught right up here on the top of the push plate on it, and that's why it hangs up. It's not because we ain't greasing it or we don't know what we're doing. Been doing this a long time, boys and girls. So anyway, I had some people make some comments. If you watch the little short video I made, watch it real close. When it comes off of here, you'll see that piece literally come out. And we're gonna end up tearing a chunk off of it if we keep getting hung up on it. So that's why. Mr. Griffey been waiting for me. Haven't you, buddy? You gonna bury your bone? You gonna bury that thing? Dig up Mama's flowers? Huh? You gotta dig a deeper hole with your paws, buddy. Did you get it buried? Not very good. You gonna give her a go again? Okay, is that good? All right, you ready to go in the house? He says, yep. Oh, another day down.